So let's start para sa ato ang next topic. Okay, diri sa assessment and evaluation in mathematics. So actually ang ato ang coverage para sa ato ang prelim, ang atong i-discuss is chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay? So ang atong i-discuss for today kay ang chapter 1. Tanan natong i-discuss na karon. Okay? So first nato diri, basic concepts in assessments. Okay? As teachers, we are continually faced with the challenges of assessing the progress of our students as well as our own effectiveness as teachers. So diring sa ato ang matun-an karon kay unsaon nato siya pag-assess especially sa mga students labi na magtudlotag high school, okay, or elementary. So kaniya nga to ang matun-an karon. Assessment decision could substantially improve students' performance, guide the teachers in enhancing teacher learning process, and assist policymakers in improving educational system. At the same time, however, poor assessment procedure could adversely affect the students, teachers, and administrators. Okay, so ina na siya. Kung dili kayong sakto ang pagka-assess, daghan kayo maapektuhan, especially ang mga students, especially mga teachers and administrators. Okay? So that's why ang assessment of learning is a tricky business. Indeed, for it requires measuring concepts, ideas, abstract constructs, quite unlike the assessment of physical quantities, which can be done with appropriate degree of accuracy. So ang assessment of learning was confined to techniques and procedure in for determining whether or not cognitive knowledge. So ang mga i-discuss nato karon kay cognitive knowledge, that is memorization of facts and theories, was successfully acquired. So ang mga i-discuss karon, if you're familiar sa Bloom's taxonomy, especially sa paper and pencil and paper testing of cognitive levels, i-discuss po na siya karon. Okay? So sa assessment of learning, naa tayong mga daghan mga i-discuss. Especially the philosophy that is assessment for learning rather than assessment of learning. So magkaiba siya. Okay? So diri sa ako na lang ni siya i-proceed, okay? Sa educational measurement. First step towards elevating a field of study into a science is to take measurements of quantities and qualities of interest and fields. So example in physical science, okay, dere, physical science, such measurements are quite easily understood and well accepted. For instance, if we want to measure the length of the piece of the string, we compare the length of the string with a standard ruler or meter stick. To find the weight of an object, we use the heaviness of the object, that is the weighing scale, di ba? Inanang sa physics or physical science. So sa atwa dere is in mathematics ta. Okay? Na tayong mga assessments, okay, involving mathematics. So example, to find the area of the rectangular piece of paper, we simply multiply the lengths of the sides of the paper. Okay, kung namoy inatun-an sa geometry, labi nag-application na ni siya. Okay? So, diri, sa field of educational measurement, the quantities and qualities of interest are more abstract, unseen, and can be touched. Okay, so that's the abstract. Okay, and karon sa knowledge of the subject matter is often measured through the standardized test result. So mag-discuss ta na ng mga next topic, okay, ang standardized test result. Importante man na siya. Okay, that is about testing. Especially sa, syempre ba, mag-assess ba kag mga students. Okay? Daghan kay tag mga buhaton nun. Example, kung magbuhat kag exam or diagnostic test, kung nakasabot ba sila sa discussion, okay? Pre-assessment and post-assessment, okay? So, inana siya. Na tayong mga following procedures na buhaton. So diri na siya giingon, we can ask a group of experts to rate a student's or teacher's knowledge of the subject matter scale 1 to 5, within 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. Okay? In this procedure, the knowledge of the subject matter is measured through perceptions. Okay? So diri sa natay type of measurement that is objective and subjective. Okay? Where ang objective is more on testing, subjective, kung sino makita, that is perception nimo, mao na ang types niya. In example, testing procedures, objective measurement, while experts rating provides subjective measurement. So ang objective measurement are more stable than subjective measurement. Kaya ang objective, of course, you're using uh, testing na. Kaysa naman sa subjective, perceptions lang. So more stable ang ato ang objective measurement. Okay? Because same quantity or quality of interest will more produce, okay, more or less the same outcome. So karon sa measurement of quantity or quality of interest is equal to true value plus the random error. Okay? So mo na siya ang ato ang educational measurement that is summarized with that formula. So each measurement of the quantity of interest has two components, that is the true value of the quantity and the random error component. So take note ani ha, na atay duha ka buok component. The objective in the educational measurement is to estimate or approximate as closely as possible the true value of the quantity of interest. That is the true knowledge of the subject matter. Okay? So para masabtan nato natay definition sa objective measurement, that measurement that do not depend on the person or the individual taking the measurement. Regardless of who is taking the measurement, the same measurement value should be obtained when using objective assessment procedure. In contrast, para naman sa subjective, often differ from one assessor. It's more on perception, di ba? To the next, even if the same quantity or quality is being measured. Okay? So again, kaning mga discussion is more on definition pa lang ni siya, explanation. Later part, natin mga solving po diri. Ani nga topic. So first, nato nga na mga i-discuss ang indicators, variables, and factors. So ang variable in English alphabet like X or any English alphabet, di ba, ginagamit nato as variable is the measurable characteristic of a student. Variables may be directly measurable as X, pwede pod age, or ang X na to kay height of a student. Depende nimo. Okay, ni-represent lang niya as variable. However, many times, a variable cannot be directly measured like when we want to measure the class participation of the student, or those variable where direct measurement are not feasible. So, we introduce the concept of indicators. So, dili na tayo mosulod ang indicator. Okay? That is the presence of absence of a measured characteristic. So, butang na to, ang I is equal to, if the characteristic is present, 0 pag absent. So, mahulog siya binary. Di ba? 1, 0 for your indicator. So, butang na to, ang X na to is the class participation. Then, we let I sub 1 to N denote the participation of the student. Okay, pag nag-participate, magbutang mga kag, I, 0 pag absent. Okay, dila na mo makita kung pila ka buok ang nag-participate sa class. Because you're going to get the sum of the I divided by the N recitation. Thus, if there were N is equal to 10 recitations, the students participated in 5 of these 10, then we have 50%. In ana siya. Okay? So indicators are the building blocks of educational measurement upon which all other forms of measurement are built. So next na to dire, since na-discuss naman ng indicator saka ang variables, a group of variables form a construct or a factor. Ang tawag ana factor, pag group na siya sa variables. Variables which form a factor correlate highly with each other but have low correlations with a variable in another group. So we have here the following example. The following variables are measured in a battery test. We have x sub 1, x sub 2, the computational skills, reading skills, vocabulary, logic and reasoning, sequence and series, and manual dexterity. So the variables can be grouped as follows. Pwede nimo i-grupo sila x sub 1, x sub 4, ang x sub 5 mo na ang mathematical ability factor, kay x sub 2, x sub 3 that is your language ability factor, okay? Ang x sub 6 kay ang psychomotor ability factor. So muna siya ang ginatawag na factor kay gigrupo naman nimo ang mga variables. Next topic, we have here the assessment. Assessment. Once measurements are taken of an educational quality or quality of interest, then the next step is to assess the status of the educational phenomenon. So example, suppose that the quantity of interest and the level of level of mathematics performance of grade 6 pupils in a school district. So yun na ang mahitabo, no? Mag-assess jud ka sa mga grade school, pwede po sa high school in that mathematics performance. So you have the proposed measurement are test scores obtained by administering a standardized achievement test in the mathematics for grade 6 pupils in the district. So the district office decided to target the achievement level of 85% for the grade 6 uh, pupil. Based on the achievement test result, the school officials can assess whether the grade 6 pupil are within a reasonable range of this target, whether they are above or below the achievement level target. So, in ana siya. So, pwede nimo siya i-assess ang imong grade 6 pupils if they got the achievement level of 85% or not. So, because of that, sa imong assessment, naatay mga various rules sa assessment. Daghan kay klase nga assessment. First nimo kay ang summative role assessment may be done for summative purposes. Sa illustration given above for grade 6 mathematics achievement. Okay? So, muna example, nahitabo diri ganina, that is the summative assessment. Tries to determine the extent to which the learning objective for a course, grade 6 mathematics, are met and why. Okay, so mo na ang ginabuhat, a summative. Kung na-met ba ito nga target sa grade 6 mathematics. Especially sa na-discuss ng mga learning objectives for that course. How about yung diagnostic rules? Diagnostic rule assessment may also be done for diagnostic purposes. Imo lang na siyang ano, i-check kung nasabtan ba nila ang topic. Before nga mag-start ka, i-diagnose ba ba nimo, no? In case we are interested in determining the gaps in learning or learning processes, hopefully to be able to bridge these gaps. Di ba? Example, kung mag-discuss ka og example ako mag-discuss ko og calculus 2, di ba? So kailangan ipa-diagnostic test sa nimo sila. Okay? Kung unsa ang level nila sa ilang knowledge, kung sabot ba sila, kabalo ba sila mag-integrals, kabalo ba sila mag-derivatives, sa mga na-discuss sa Calculus 1, nakuha siya. So, i-diagnose nimo ang students. Kung nakita nimo sa result nga daghan kayo, low ang score sa integrals or low ang score sa derivatives, mao na imo ang i-discuss sa ila. Okay? So, ang purpose ng diagnostic test ma-assess nimo kung nakasabot ba sila sa mga previous topics. Kaya kung dako sila score sa integrals and sa derivative for calculus 2, example ra niha, meaning makaingon ta nga di na nimo siya kinahanglan nga tudloan pag integral derivative can proceed sa next topic, no? So inana siya ang purpose diri. Diagnostic examination may be revealed the difficulties encountered by the student in matching subject and verb in identifying subject and predicate. So example ra na, gidiagnose lang nimo kung nakasabot ba sila nga topic. Okay? The same gyapon sa function ng medical doctor. Diba? Trying to perform a laboratory test, determine a patient illness or disease. Diba? Kung mag-diagnose kag sakit, ay dahil mo ma-interpret kung sa man na nga to ang pwede matambal, 'di ba, sa doctor. Kita ma-found out nimo kung naay health problem. The same gyapon sa students, especially mathematics. Kung ma-found out nimo kung diagnostic exam nimo sila, found out nimo nga naglisod, dato i-recap lang jud nimo, review nimo discussion balik. Okay? So, mo to yung explanation. A pupil who is unable to read and unable to score well in the test or grammar may not actually have difficulties in the language, okay? In fact, be suffering from physical disabilities like dyslexia. So mo na kinahanglan nimo siya i-diagnose kay basin di ay ang bata di is dyslexic di ay kay maglisod siya og read, okay? Or the teacher may provide for tutorial lessons or remedial. Pareha tong gibuhat na diri sa school niya na remedial math, remedial English, okay? In case nga mahagbong sila sa diagnostic test, okay? So next na nga topic is yung formative assessment. Another purpose of assessment is formative. In this rule, assessment guides the teacher on his her day-to-day teaching activity. Should a topic be taught again? Should there be more drills and exercise? In the context of teaching learning situation, the formative rule assessment is perhaps the most important. So actually, kanin siyang formative is during sa imong klase na, imong day-to-day nga gina-teach ang mga bata, especially ikaw kung magtudlo na kag elementary or high school. Sa during class nimo, syempre naa kay formative assessment if nakasabot ba sila the end of the discussion. Kay dili pwede nga mahuman na imong klase mag-dismiss na ka, dili ka sure kung nakatuon ba or nakasabot ba ang estudyante sa imong gi-discuss for that day. Or kinahanglan ba sila og more exercise or more drills para mas masabtan nila. Okay? So inato siya. It allows the teacher to redirect and refocus the course of the teaching subject matter. Next naman ang placement, that is the final rule. Ang final rule ani kay assessment plays a vital role in determining the appropriate placement for students in terms achievement and aptitude. Aptitude refers to the area or discipline where the students most likely excel to do well. So inani placement. So inana ang murag last part na ni siya kay example kung mag-take kag kung na-familiar mo Inkay, iba exam man na siya, diha jud nimo mahibaw-an asa jud mag-excel ang student. Mag-excel ba siya in English, linguistics, mag-excel ba siya in mathematics, mag-excel ba siya in music ba, in sports. So dira nimo man siya ma-determine. Aha ang hilig sa student, ma-assess man na nimo. Kung maayo siya math, maayo ba siya English, maayo ba siya chemistry, biology ba, physics, statistics, and ana. So naatay aptitude test determine if the students would do well in the scientific or humanities course. Mo na siya ang topic sa placement na. Base din na belong din siya sa STEM or sa GAS, TVL, ABM, HUMS, in ana. So muna na siya ang placement. placement examination also determine if the student's ability is equivalent. Say, a typical third year or fourth year high school student, the Department of Education has this type of placement examination as it use such as examination to calibrate the placement of such personalities. Okay? Di na imo may bawaan ng student asa siya hilig. So, kung moabot ang time magtudlo na kag high school or elementary, di na nimo ma-assess asa hilig ang students. Kung naa mo'y pa-event sa school, kung maayo siyang debate, why not ipa-excel nimo siya sa debate or ah maayo siya og declarative or sa mga speech or sa choir, singing, pakanta nimo sa stage. Inana, ipa-develop or ipa-nurture nimo iyang talent. Ana siya, placement. So we have here the evaluation of learning and programs. This is the evaluation model that is very important in the context of education. So the education implies the measurement and assessment of an educational characteristic had been done, and that is now desired to pass the value judgment on the educational outcome. So karon we have here the following outputs of the educational system. So yun nga, first mo context, inputs, process, output, then outcome for the system model for evaluation. This evaluation provides a tool for determining the context in which an educational process or program is effective and at the same time indicates direction for remediating processes of the curriculum and do not contribute to the successful student performance. To this end, evaluation enhances organization efficiency by providing focus for teachers and administrator efforts, as well as allows resources to be directed areas of greatest need. Okay? So again, sa kani nga concept mo ni siyang imong i-follow, okay? And improving the student's performance is inextricably linked to improvement in the inputs and processes that shapes the effectiveness of teaching and learning. So, after sa assessment, evaluate na dahil mo siya. Mga assessment and evaluate. Kaya ang evaluation that is one of the greatest interest to both teachers and administrators. Di na mo makita, okay? Ikaw as a teacher, ma-evaluate man gud nimo kung unsa jud ang iya ang ayang forte or siya nga talent na na nurture niya. Okay? So diri sa effective program evaluation is systematic process that focuses on program improvement. So kung naibawalan nimo na evaluate na nimo siya, you have to improve. I-improve nimo ang iya ang particular nga hilig sa isa ka student and course for excellence. Okay, kung example, mahilig ang batang dancing, so you have to encourage na mag-join siya sa mga extracurricular activities that involves dancing or singing. Or kung hilig siya sa mathematics, why not pa-join ni mo Math Wizard or mathematics na Olympics. Di ba? So, di na rin mo makita. Okay? So, diri, program evaluation contributes to quality services by providing feedback from program activities and outcomes to those who can introduce changes in the program to decide which services are to be offered. Without feedback, human service program cannot carried out effectively. So the system model for evaluation is not only available program evaluation model. We have here also the Delphi evaluation model, for instance, was popular evaluation technique in the past. Essentially, Delphi method relies on the perception and judgment of experts, normally external to the system being evaluated. So naapod tayo another ginatawag na evaluation model ang Delphi. Okay? More on perception and judgment of experts ka. Program evaluation need not be limited to evaluation of educational processes and system. And program evaluation is also important in many programs of government agencies. For instance, we have here the agency of government undertake program with the instance of foreign funding agencies to target specific social concerns, poverty reduction or governance empowerment at the local government level. And sa kaning discussion na to, we have here the summary para mas masabdan ninyo. Again, ang topic na to is more on assessment and evaluation pa. First, again, ang evaluation is the process of gathering and interpreting evidence regarding the problem and progress of individual in achieving desirable educational goals. Okay, sa imo anang nakuha or evidence from the assessment, evaluate nimo. Okay, so the purpose of evaluation is the improvement of the individual learner. Di ba, ingon ka, mag-ingon man ta, mag-assess. Naman kay klase ng mga assessment, summative, placement, diagnostic, formative. Di ba? Pag na-assess na nimo dira, i-evaluate na dahil nimo. Because pag na-evaluate nimo, na, asa siya nga pwede mag-improve or asa siya maayo, dira na to siya pwede improve ang that particular learner. Okay? So that's why ang purpose ng evaluation is to maintain standard, select students, motivate learning, guide learning, furnish instruction, and appraise educational instrumentalities. And we have here the function of evaluation, prediction, diagnostic, and research. Areas naman for educational evaluation, achievement, aptitude, interest, and personality. So, pwede kaniya mong gamiton for the evaluation sa learner. Achievement, aptitude, interest, personality. Sa kay, di ba, ginapatake man tag IQ test, EQ test, di ba, aptitude test din, personality, para makita nimo ang result and evaluate nimo asa siya pwede na to i-improve. And a well-defined system of evaluation enable one to clarify goals, check upon each phase of development, diagnostic learning difficulties, and plan carefully for remediation. So we have here the evaluation and teaching learning process. Okay, that is the three interdependent aspects of educative process: teaching, learning, and education. So this interdependence is clearly seen when the main purpose of instruction is conceived in terms of helping pupil achieve set of learning outcomes, which includes changes in the intellectual, emotional, physical domains. Okay? So mo na ang important nga dapat ma-improve ang iyang intellectual, emotional, physical domains. Instructional objective or in other words, desired changes in the pupils are brought about by planned learning activities, and pupils' progress is evaluated by tests and other devices. So we have here the teaching learning process with the following stages of the process. First is yung setting instructional objective. Di ba kung start ka sa class, you have the objectives dapat, instructional objectives. Determining pupil variables that affect instruction, providing instructional activities that are relevant and necessary to achieve the desired learning outcomes, determining the extent to which desired outcomes are achieved. And next na to is ang principles of educational evaluation. Evaluate nimo must be based on previously accepted educational objective, should be continuous, comprehensive, and cumulative process, recognize that the total individual personality is involved in learning. Valuation should be democratic and cooperative. Valuation should be positive and action directed. And evaluation should give opportunity to the pupil to become increasingly independent and self-appraisal and self-direction. Evaluation should include all significant evidence from every possible source. And last, the education should take into consideration the limitation of particular educational situations. Next nato dere ay measurement. Again, this is more on summary lang niha sa mga na-discuss nato ganina. Measurement is the part of the educational evaluation process whereby some tools or instruments are used to provide a quantitative description of the progress of students towards desirable educational goals. And of course, for that measure, actually, daghan kita buhaton ng mga solving na part, mga midterm na or sa semifinals for that measurements, okay? Tapos ay testing, systematic procedure to determine the presence or absence of a certain characteristic or qualities in the learner. And natay types of evaluation, we already discussed this, yung placement, formative, diagnostic, and summative. Make sure nga kasabot mo sa kalainan aning upat ha. And para mas masabtan naman ay summary na tayong mga definition na sad, ang placement that is the evaluation accounts for students' entry, behavior, or performance. While ang ato ang formative yung sa on the day class nimo, ang placement is dira nimo ma-assess ang aptitude test, ang paggamit, di ba? IQ test, EQ test. Okay? Formative evaluation provides the students with feedback sa imuan na ni siyang during the class. Kung ang imuang class is success or failure in your instructional objectives. Di ba magbuhat ba kag objectives before ka mag-start sa imong class, mag-motivation pa ka sa klase, explain pa nimong objectives, and at the end of the class, na-meet ba nila ang objectives or dili? So, syempre, kailangan pa din mo i-assess. So, inana siya. That's the formative. Or pwede po ka magpa-exam. Okay, exam ka. Ang formative should be an achievement continued at every level of instruction. Criteria and standards be well defined at the beginning of the learning process. Number 3, criterion reference tests should be administered. Number 4, students should always be informed of their progress. So, importante jud na ha, kay every class nimo, kailangan pakita nimo kung naabay progress sa ilaang score, kung gagmay silang score, then naa kay gibuhat na bag-ong strategy, nag-improve ba, na by progress. Okay, that's why enrichment, remedial opportunities, there should be available sa formative na siya. Para naman sa diagnostic, ayan, that is your goal nga i-detect mo ang students asa sila nag-listen or maayo na ba di siya nga student. Pwede ka mag-diagnostic test before ka mag-start sa imong class or pre-assessment nimo. Okay? Dili siya formative test ha, kay ang goal nimo siya example yun nga ang subject nimo calculus 2. I-diagnose nimo sila kung nakasabot mo sila sa calculus 1, mag pre-test sa ka. Or else kung mabagsak sila na kay remedial. Kaya ka maka-proceed sa calculus 2. Ina na siya nga senaryo. Okay, the same gyapon na siya sa high school elementary, muagi dapat og diagnostic test. For the summative, that is the evaluation concerned with what students have learned. Kay unsay lang na learn overall. Example sa first period sa high school, di ba? Mag-exam ka. What they have learned for the coverage of that topic. Or parehara sa college, prelim exam, di ba? Kung silang na-learn for that coverage sa prelim. Overall na siya nga topics. This implies that instructional activity has for the most part been completed and that little correction of learning deficiency is possible. And next is the stages of teaching learning in which educational evaluation is integrated, clarifying objectives, identifying variables that affect learning, providing relevant instructional activities to achieve objectives, and determining the extent to which the objectives are achieved. And we're done. So naatay chapter exercise. So actually, don't worry, I will get some assignment, quiz, and exam diri ra pud kumukuha. Okay, so that's why you have to follow instruction lang ha kung objective ba siya or subjective. And we have here the following mga mga answeranan ninyo. So kani sila is ipagawas pud ako ni sa exam or sa quiz. Okay? So pareha ni sa letter C, identify the assessment function. Example, entrance exam, that is placement, 'di ba? Daily quiz or unit test, periodic test, district-wide test, national scholastic aptitude test or test for foreign language, exam for teachers. So asa sila nabilong ana, okay? And another, napod tayong mga gibutang diri ng mga exercises pero kani siya dili na kumukuha sa inyo assignment, quiz, and exam. So that's why you have to study ha para makasabot ta. Okay? So that's it.